Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to open a Charles Schwab account and then from a Charles Schwab account get the ThinkorSwim trading platform. Let's get into it. So pretty much we're going to go to schwab.com. On schwab.com, you're going to go ahead and go to the top right where it says open an account. When you click that, you can go ahead and scroll down. There's going to be popular investment accounts. We're going to want to go ahead and click on individual brokerage. Once you click individual brokerage, it's going to prompt you with a bunch of questions. Go ahead and answer that to the best of your ability. If you guys need a further video on that, I can go ahead and do that. But again, once you go into individual brokerage and create an account, then we're going to be able to go into ThinkorSwim. So this is the ThinkorSwim trading platform. This is what it's going to look like when you first open it up. It's going to have your account information here, how much money you have, how many day trades you have left. It's going to have a couple different gadgets here that we can talk about a little bit as the video goes on. And here's just going to be a lot of different information that we don't necessarily need right this second. So first we want to go into charts. So let's go ahead and enter SPYs, the S&P 500, just so we have a chart loaded up there. So this is the SPY chart. So it is a little bit customized already, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how, if you're brand new beginning, how to set it up. So first things first, we're going to want to go ahead and go to setup in the top right. So once we click setup, we're going to want to go to application settings. In application settings, we're going to want to first go to system and then quote speed. So when you're trading real time, we're of course going to click real time, no delays. You don't want any delays in your trading. You want it to be real time. For the purposes of this, I'm going to go ahead and just click slow. Everything else is just customizable depending on what you want. I wouldn't say there's much else to change here. So go ahead and click apply settings once you change that. And let's get started on the chart and the view. So over here, we're going to want to click on chart settings. Once chart settings is up, let's go ahead and start in general. So again, there's going to be a lot of stuff here that you don't necessarily need. So I'm going to go ahead and skip everything here. Let's go down here. We don't really need anything. Make sure your time zone is correct depending on where you live. Um, I go ahead and take off the overlap volume. Overlap volume is typically clicked. Let's go ahead and uncheck overlap volume. I don't think it's necessary. I have a better volume chart that I can give you guys than the one that they provide. Let's go ahead and go to price access. In price access, again, I pretty much unselect everything except fit studies and fit study markers. I don't even think I need those as well. I just have them there. Honestly, haven't changed them. I uncheck everything over here. I have enable left access. Again, I don't do too much with price access. You guys can really get into it and look into it if you need it. I just leave it as is. So in time access, I do change the expansion area. So personally, if you have it set to 0 and I click apply, it's going to bring your chart all the way. And if you guys can see this, it's going to bring your chart all the way to the edge there. I personally like having a little bit of space. Me being from Chicago, I like to put 23. You guys already know. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Then you're going to have a little space there on the right. Adjust it to what you like and what looks good. I only have studies clicked here. I have show rollover lines and show year marking lines. That is all customizable depending if you guys want extra things on your chart. You can add it. If not, not a big deal. It's not going to change how you're going to overall trade at the end of the day. And then favorite time frames. I do have customizable time frames that I use depending on what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for longer term, of course, I want to use longer dates. So in favorite time frames, you can go ahead and add a different time frame. Super easy. Let's go ahead and add one here. I'm going to click on intraday. Let's go to a 90-day intraday, and let's go to a 20-minute. So this is going to go ahead and add here. And now you're going to want to move it up and down depending on where it fits in. Guys, as you get going with this, as you start messing with it, you're going to be adding and taking away timeframes that work for you and work for your trading. If you're a swing trader, day trader, it really just depends. This is super customizable. It's not a one size fits all. Everyone's going to be different. You're going to hear a million different opinions about it. Just do what works for you. And so in the appearance tab, this is where we're going to change the actual color of the wicks. So the first one here is going to be border up. That's going to translate to fill up. So that's going to be when the market's going up, typically a green color. Again, you can click on that button there, click more, go ahead and look at the different greens, pick out what works for you. Remember, if you highlight it, you can see exactly what that number is. You're going to want to remember that for the next one. So once you do that and you click OK, Go ahead and click fill up. Again, we're still talking about green up candles. Click more. Go ahead and find that exact number that we just found. Click that one. Go ahead and click OK. The doji is pretty much going to be the neutral candles here. So I typically just leave that as is. I like to fill. Typically, you'll see them unchecked. I like to go ahead and check them to see them better. Let's go ahead and start with border down now. So again, same deal, border down. Click more. Go ahead and find a red that works for you. Make sure that the numbers match up. So you have the same exact red. Click on fill down, more. Find that same exact red with the same number. Click OK, apply, and you're good with that. Again, I don't know who trades without wicks. I personally love wicks. That needs to be shown for me. Again, do what works for you. The cursor, this is going to be cross, vertical, customizable. Do what you want with that. So snap crosshairs. So this means when you are on your chart and you go ahead and go over to everything, none, I can just free flow around. If I click open or high, it's going to automatically snap. Do you see the snapping there? To the open. Again, let's go ahead and see what it looks like if I click close. Going to close of that candle. That doesn't necessarily mean the wick either. The lesson, this is going to be just the close of the candle, close or high. Guys, there's more in-depth videos that we're going to go ahead and get into explaining that. Personally, I click none, not what I'd like. I don't like snapping anything. Again, the volume, I don't really care because I don't use it. But you can go ahead and same thing, change your color here, make it whatever you want. Click OK. It's going to change the volume bar at the end. I don't use that one. Background, I like to make like a dark gray, like a dark gray, really, whatever looks good. Grid, I don't like having a grid on. I take the grid off. That should all be good. Go ahead and click apply. It'll apply it to your chart. Let's move on to equities. So in equities, I typically take off show volume subgraph. Again, I don't like that volume that they include. Highlight extended trading hours. Now, this is something that I'm going to talk about for options and futures as well. For the extended trading hours, I typically take it off for long-term trading or long-term charting, excuse me. So if I'm charting out maybe a couple weeks, a year, a couple months, I like to take it off so I can see the whole entire chart. If I'm day trading, I like to leave them on intraday. So when the market opens at 9:30, I like to leave this on so I can see the differential difference in the chart. Again, preference, do what you like, do what works for you. Options, same thing. Highlight, I take off volume. I take that off for now. And then for futures, I mostly trade futures, the -MES-ES. It's the S&P 500 futures. I like to leave that off. And then intraday, I'll go ahead and just change in the morning. Super quick. Forex, I don't touch Forex. So go ahead and click apply. And this is what it's pretty much going to look like. Now, you're not going to have this buying versus selling. I can go ahead and put the link in the description for that. Again, it's not mine. I got it from my mentor. So I'm going to go ahead and see first if it's okay that I share it. But it is what I use for volume. I personally love it. It shows you the daily average volume. And then today, what that volume is. So you can see a differential if there's high volume, if there's low volume, is there moderate volume. It really helps your trading because sometimes in lower volume settings, the market can be manipulated. But again, that's more in-depth stuff that we can talk about. Let's go ahead and keep talking about the view. My personal opinion, I would go ahead and turn the privacy on. Even as an experienced trader, if you've been doing this for a couple years, I personally still do not like looking at the profit and loss of my trade. I trade off of plans. I don't like to trade off of emotions. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Over here, you're going to have live news. I personally do not trade with live news. I do not care about the news when I'm trading intraday. I go ahead and either you can detach it, you can delete it. If you like the news, it's honestly really cool. You can go ahead and click into here. And you can get a little excerpt of what that news is. Whatever it is, there's a ton of news all the time, updated throughout the whole day. You can type in a certain ticker and look at the news for that ticker or a certain stock. Again, I don't use it personally. Trader TV, I do not use as well. Again, there's a lot of different gadgets that we can go ahead and add here. I'm going to just show you what works for me. I like to get rid of noise. I don't like distractions when I trade. I don't like getting off topic and getting focused on something that is not important while I'm trading. Now, this is going to be the most important one. In my opinion, it's going to be watch list. So watch list is going to have everything that you're watching for that day, for that week. Personally, I have one watch list and it is not on here. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a new one so I can show you guys how to do that. So you're going to want to click on default again. You're going to want to go to watch list, click on default. Down here, we're going to go ahead and click create watch list. I'll start a brand new one. And let's name this one futures. So again, I mostly trade futures. So I'm going to name it futures, name it stocks, name it top 10 tech stocks, name it top 10 animal stocks, whatever you guys want to do. Let's go ahead and add some symbols. So for futures, I trade mostly MES. Trade ES, which is all futures for the S&P 500. Don't get confused with terminology now, guys. We're just setting everything up. This is something that we can work on as we go. VIX, SOX. Boom. I've got a couple of things in there I like. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more while I'm here. NQ, MNQ. But you guys get the gist of it. If you wanted to add NVIDIA, boom, it's super easy. You don't like that one, you can go ahead and click on it. Click on NVIDIA, remove symbol, it's gone. Go ahead and click save on that. All right, so it already exists. I'm going to do futures 1. Let's go and click save. There we go. Now that I have my watch list up here, I have less noise. I don't have distractions, which is what I like. And we're going to want to go ahead and link it to our chart, our main chart. So go ahead and click in the watch list. Personally, click red, 1, 1. So now when I click in here, you're going to want to click on the symbol, not the last. Click on the symbol. It's going to automatically change your charts to what you clicked. All right, quick chart. Again, personal preference. You want to have a quick chart or something up there. Take it off. In my opinion, I take it off. It's distracting. But this is what the chart's going to look like with the settings that we put on. Probably minus the volume. I'll go ahead and again see if I can share that with you guys. But this is what it's going to look like. So in this top little bar here, this is going to be important. We're going to want to start at Edit Studies. In Edit Studies, you can go ahead and add a bunch of different indicators. Again, starting out, I had a million indicators. When I first started trading about 6 years ago, I had a million different indicators. I personally have gotten down now to about 1 or 2 for ThinkorSwim. I can get more into depth about what I use and what I use to trade for volume, for order flow. That can be in later videos. But personally, for ThinkorSwim, I like to have very minimal studies added. But again, I mean, you have a lot of options here, so you can add everything, anything you want. Go ahead and if you want to just learn, click on something, watch a video on how to use it. Whatever works for you guys. But you're pretty much just going to click on that study. It's going to add it here. You can click on the little settings bar here and you can change all sorts of stuff about these different indicators. Again, right now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave what I have on it. Next to it's going to be the settings bar. We pretty much just went through this, so we're going to go skip past that. This is where you're going to be able to change your time frame. So again, if you're looking for long term and you want to get an idea of what the market's been doing over the last couple months, years, this is the views you're going to want to use. Is the ones at the bottom. I typically like to put my 1 year, 1 days, 3 years, 1 week, just so I get a large overall view. You can move, you can mess with this. Starting out, I wouldn't try to get too technical. I would just mess with it a bunch. I'd mess with moving around, zooming in, zooming out, double clicking to reset, moving the chart around. That's going to be your best way to get used to ThinkorSwim. Now you can go to styles, same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that for now. Now drawings. Drawings are important because it's gonna help you when you want to learn how to use this, how to move around. But personally, I would go ahead and go down here. If you guys can see in the bottom right. Right now I have the pointer, so that's gonna allow me to do everything I'm doing. Zoom in. Let's say you zoom in and you want to move it over a little bit. You're not gonna be able to click with the pointer, so you want to click here. You want to go to the pan or the little finger, and this way you can go ahead and drag. You can drag yourself around the charts. You can see, and we have a million different drawings that we can use. So if I go back here, I definitely recommend it. I'll show you a good way to learn about every single one of these in a second. Well, let's say you click price level. So price level, I like the bottom of that price. If I go ahead and highlight this, I can see the low of it was 4832, and that can be seen right here. So watch this again. I'm going to highlight 4832. So I'm going to go ahead and double click that. I'm going to go ahead and right click it, edit property. 4832 is the value. You can change the color, you can change the style, the width, you can preset it, you can name it low, whatever you want to name it. Go ahead, click OK. Boom, it's been changed. So again, I'm going to go back to pointer, double click. I got back to the overall view. So For most beginners, you're going to want to learn how to use the platform, mess with it, make it as simple as possible. If you're actually trading, make it as simple as possible. When you're trying to learn, go ahead and try out different things and try to learn as much as you possibly can. In my opinion, when you start trading more and more, you start eliminating what you don't want to use because it's just distracting. So, talking about that, let's go into education. There's an education tab up here. I'm going to go ahead and click Learning Center. In Education Learning Center, this is going to be a ThinkorSwim Learning Center. Now, this helped me a bunch. It may seem a little childish, or you may be able just to look this up online, but personally, it's here. It's free to use. You might as well use it. So let's say I want to get better at drawing. Learn how to use drawings on your chart. Let's go basic. I'm brand new. I'm a beginner. I would start and go through every single one of these. So what's a channel? You can go ahead and click that. I would go ahead. I know we're a bunch of visual babies now, but let's go ahead and go to description. Let's read this. Let's see exactly what it is that we're doing. And then let's go ahead and look at the different way to use it. So again, I showed you that little drop bar. You're going to be able to click on that, click channel, and make channels. Let's go ahead and go back. Again, there's a lot of information here though. Let's go ahead and click back to basic. There's going to be a bunch of different ones. So again, price level is what I showed you guys. Price level, let's go ahead and go down and read everything first. Go to price level. Boom. You can set your price levels depending on key zones, supply and demand zones, whatever it is you're trading. But I really, really like the educational tab. There is a lot of free information here that you can use. So don't let it pass you up. You click refresh to get back to the beginning. There we go. That was a very basic overview of the ThinkorSwim trading and charting platform. It's what I mostly use for charting. I don't execute trades on ThinkorSwim anymore. It could be good for you, it could be not. It's just personally not something that I use. I love it for charting. I think it has the best interface for charting. I think the colors are clean. I think it's quick. I think the candles look good. But again, I can go with more, I can release more up-to-date videos on how to really get into the ins and outs of ThinkorSwim. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead and let me know down below, and I'll see you there.